Hello everyone, Diane Curtis Pryor here. I just want to share a few thoughts about something that has been recurring quite a bit recently. We've had quite a few phone calls from people in the Sunrise team from FLP, Forever Living Products, who are concerned about comments they're getting from some of their customers, some of their downlines, about the parabens in some of our products. Now, there's quite a lot of confusion around parabens. Firstly, a lot of people don't seem to understand that chemicals are not necessarily, in fact, they are not normally synthetic. They're not normally man-made. They often are in drugs and so on. But people fail to understand that everything, every single thing that you can see, touch, is made up of chemicals. We are made up of chemicals. So most chemicals are natural, even if that doesn't go for the drugs and medication that we commonly are prescribed by our doctors. But certainly in Forever Living Products, all of our added chemicals, wherever anything is added to one of our products, it is always naturally sourced. And that's the first thing that people have to understand. And so what that means is that it's much more bioavailable, which simply means that our body recognises it when it ingests it. It knows what to do with it. It knows where to send it. It doesn't end up clogging up our gut, our intestines, and then just disappearing down the loo and not doing any good. In fact, sometimes synthetic chemicals can do more harm than good. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that parabens is used in quite a lot of products, not just our own, to enhance the shelf life of the product. So what that means simply is that it doesn't go off quickly. It's true that there are some ranges of products that are totally organic, and I know a lot of people will choose to go for those, and that's fine. But of course, one of the problems there is that the shelf life is, it cannot be nearly as long as ours. If that's what people choose, then so be it. And they'll obviously pay more for that, and that's their choice. But in Forever, we are totally happy with the fact that the natural parabens that we use is very, very minimal. There's very little in it. And we are quite confident that it doesn't cause any risk to anybody. And nevertheless, the company is always very, very eager to get feedback from the end user. At the end of the day, we're a business, and there's no point trying to market a product that nobody's going to buy. And so some time ago, a year or two ago, Forever Living Products decided that they would cease henceforward to use parabens, and indeed they are even removing it from all our present range. You'll find that there's no parabens whatsoever in the Sonia skincare range, which we all know is very, very popular. Most women I know love it, even if they've never been particularly interested in skincare. Like me, I'm afraid. I'm a bit of a dinosaur, so I left it rather late. But it's being removed from everything else. That isn't easy because the tiny bit of parabens we have in our products at the moment does a really good job in stabilising it and making it last, and preserving the innate integrity of the product. And what FLP is finding is that it's difficult to come up with something that gives as good a result and gives the shelf life that we're looking for. But nevertheless, they are determined that they will continue to do this because they know that the customer is always right, and we need to please the customer. We need for them to be confident. Having said that, I'd just like to comment that on several occasions, and one of them was just last week, I was doing a product launch for one of our new team members, and somebody there was very much aware of all of these issues. And in fact, I think she's a therapist in her own right. And she had some very strong things to say about the parabens in our products. And it didn't prove to be a problem, because what I always do is just make sure the customer feels listened to, and the customer is always right. So we entered into a discussion about the pros and cons of that, and it was all very comfortable, in fact. And indeed, at the end of the product launch, this lady said, well, I'm going to buy such and such a product because if it really does, excuse me, if it really does do what you say it does, then I need it. And never mind if it's got a little bit of parabens in it. So I just say that to give you a little bit of confidence, and not to get too uptight or too worried when people come up with these little complaints. People always like to be right, don't they? And so it's quite important that we allow them to be right, and yet we move on quite confidently. And most important of all, is we are able to say that our company has taken this on board, and they are removing all of the parabens from our products. So I just hope that helps you to deal with those kind of issues in future. So thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.